Scott appears, having been hired by Cyrus to represent him. Scott warns him that this is going to be a tough sell to the judge given his history. Cyrus expects Scott to make a heroic effort in his favor given how much he's paying him. Cyrus, Scott. The warden and Austin meet with the judge in his chambers, who asks Cyrus why he thinks he should be released given his criminal record. Scott says that his client has found God and turned his life around. And after a heart attack, he's no longer a menace to society. Scott explains his client has given his money to charity and has worked to help his fellow inmates build better lives. The warden says that Cyrus has become a better person and one who can be trusted. Austin then speaks on his heart condition, and if Cyrus remains in custody without medical care, he wouldn't be able to protect himself from another attack. He states he believes Cyrus, if released, wouldn't be able to harm anyone. After court, Cyrus tells Austin, "Bless you." In a basement somewhere, Ava bangs pipes and screams for help. Mason appears and tells her nobody can hear her, and nobody is coming to help her. She is furious for being held in these conditions, but Mason says this is her fault for double-crossing his boss. Ava again insists she told Sonny nothing. Mason says it doesn't matter, and she stays here until he gets further instructions. He leaves and locks her in the basement. Ava maneuvers crates around to try and get to a window high up. Just as she gets to the window, Mason catches Ava as she's trying to break out. He says he knew she'd try this, but as she can see, there are bars on the window, so she's not leaving until the boss says she does. Just then, Austin calls Mason with the news that he's done what he's been asked, so let Ava go. Mason says neither one of them is calling the shots regarding Ava. On the next General Hospital, Selena checks on Curtis. Porges shares news of her new job. Joss and Dex turn to Spinelli for help. Dex attacks Austin. Sonny and Nina's wedding day arrives, and they exchange vows and rings. Michael is shocked. Raise a martini to General Hospital femme fatale Ava Jerome, because she may have enjoyed her last cocktail. The cat with 9 lives has already survived being shot, falling from a bridge and the Windermere turret, going up in flames, lymphoma, and Sonny finding out that she murdered his lost love Connie. But the week of October 16, it looks like her days may be numbered, and that number is in the single digits. As you'd expect, Ava does everything in her power to convince Mason to release her, according to Soap Opera Digest. She begs, she pleads, she flirts, she lies. But nothing in her bag of tricks seems to sway her kidnapper. Even when Cyrus orders his flunky to let his hostage go, Mason doesn't. At that point, she's ticked him off. So Austin's cousin takes Ava to a cliff with the intention of sending her tumbling down Homer Simpson style. Ditto. Mason decides, regardless of what my boss says, it's better for me if there are no witnesses, Nathaniel Gray tells the magazine. The way he looks at it, the moment she was kidnapped, he already knew how this was going to end. Her death was a foregone conclusion. Mason is sure to take heat from Cyrus if he disobeys. But if the thug doesn't, he's pretty darn sure that there is a prison cell in his future, or worse, courtesy of Sonny. So it's a spur-of-the-moment decision, and it's so perfect here on the island. Sonny is glad she came. She's bummed Dante and Avery couldn't come. But jokes, at least his favorite kid is here. Sonny thanks her for being one of the first to accept Nina. Christina is just happy he's happy. Donna appears and tells Christina they have to start getting ready, but Sonny needs to go as he can't see Nina before the wedding. In her room, Harmony wakes Willow up from her sleep and says she's here to protect her and she has something important to tell her. Suddenly, Wiley wakes Willow up for real before Harmony can tell her what she needed to. Michael soon joins them and says it's time for a wedding. Later, Michael and Sonny have changed into their suits. Sonny lets Michael know he talked with Carly before the wedding, and Michael is glad they are getting along as it's best for everyone. Sonny wonders if that goes for them too. Michael admits he always loved coming to the island as the ocean was so calming. Sonny bought this island to spend his life here alone, but now it's become his family refuge. Michael thinks about Morgan when he's here, and Sonny thinks about him every day. Michael is sure he'd be happy for him today, and he's happy for him too. They embrace. Christina and Willow arrive to help Nina get ready for her big day. Nan is so glad they are both here. Christina and Willow present Nina with her something borrowed, something blue traditions. Christina gives her the something new, a shawl that Maxie helped pick out, so she is here in a way. Willow gives Nina earrings, they're old and blue. They were a gift from Harmony on her 16th birthday, and turquoise is supposed to give her luck and protection. They embrace. Later, Michael finds Christina staring at her phone, and a message from Blaze hoping she's having fun. He pokes at her for having her nose buried in her phone instead of enjoying this island. Sonny takes a private moment in the outdoor chapel to reflect on his wedding day, and prays it's his last marriage. He thinks about his history with Nina, and hopes he'll be able to make her as happy as she deserves. Alone in her room, Nana calls Ava and gets her voicemail again. She says she's been trying to get a hold of her for days, and tells her that she and Sonny decided to elope, and Willow is here with her. She says this is the happiest day of her life, and wishes Ava was here to share this with her. She says when she gets back to town, they'll catch up over a drink. Everyone begins to arrive at the chapel for the wedding, and Michael gets a text from his contact saying they know who turned Carly and Drew in, so call them. Wiley tells his dad the wedding is about to begin, so stop looking at his phone. Everyone begins to take their places, and the wedding begins as Donna walks down the aisle and spreads flowers. Wiley follows as the ring bearer. Willow then takes her place along with Christina as the bridesmaids. Finally, Nina walks down the aisle and looks at Sonny as Michael stands by his side. Back in Port Charles, Dex drops by Joss' dorm room, and it doesn't take long for them to get passionate. She is confused as she thought he was on duty. Dex says Sonny's out of town, so he has a few days off. He explains Sonny and Nina flew to Puerto Rico to get married. Joss asks how he knows about the wedding before she does, and does her mom know. Dex says Sonny's his boss, and Carly knows as Sonny wanted the family there. Joss asks who this family is. Dex says Dante couldn't go. Christina went, and Michael and Willow went and took Wiley. Joss can't believe her brother didn't tell her this and fumes about Michael and her mom cutting her out. Dex notes it is apparent this bothers her. Joss doesn't want to care about Sonny, but she does, and she feels left out. She knows she shouldn't, as she has made it clear how she feels about Sonny, but now she feels alone in this grudge. Suddenly, Pilar knocks on the door and is worried as she hasn't heard from Ava. Pilar explains Avery is with her mom right now, and Ava was supposed to pick up Avery and never showed up. She didn't call Carly, who has a lot on her plate with Drew. Joss agrees they shouldn't alert her mom yet. Dex and Joss ask Pilar to keep in contact with them for now, and if she hears anything, and Dex thinks letting Dante know couldn't hurt. Pilar leaves and Dex fears that Ava is in danger. Dex decides to go follow some leads, and Joss insists she helps him look for Ava, so they head out. In the court hallway, Austin, in a suit, runs into Cyrus, who is in his orange jumper and escorted by a guard. Cyrus thanks Austin for coming. Cyrus is being considered for a hardship release for his age and health, but they need a doctor's opinion that he's too frail to harm anyone.
General Hospital
Austin sees that he didn't have much of a choice, allowed monster-in-law ladies to rob her blind, threw her in a mental hospital, and had a mad doctor terrorize her. And now, on Friday, October 13, Lucy and Maxie are going to contemplate replacing their model as the face of deception. Seriously. To paraphrase Days of Our Lives' Susan Banks, that's just mean, mean, mean. And, on one hand, ok, fine. After all that Sasha has been through, it's gonna take her a minute to get her legs underneath her again. But on the other, couldn't her bosses, who are also her friends, cool their jets for long enough to let her do so? Do their cosmetics ads really need a glow-up right this very second? If Lucy and Maxie do end up replacing Sasha, our money is on the gig going to one of two people, Trina, who could follow in the footsteps of Miss Star Eyes Laura, and remain front and center when Spencer leaves the canvas. Here's why Nicholas Alexander Chavez is taking off. Or Blaze, whose music career would certainly get a boost from a high-profile modeling contract. As an added bonus, were Blaze to get the job, it would put her manager Brooke Lynn back in the mix at Deception, thereby undoing some of the damage done by Granny Tracy. Got a better idea for the new face of Deception? Drop it in a comment. And on your way? Yes, it's true. Sonny and Nina's wedding on General Hospital is almost here. Some fans couldn't be more thrilled, while others, we know, just aren't having it. But hey, at this point, even Michael and Willow have decided to support their parents, and honestly, we were starting to think we'd never reach this point with them. But for all the fans who were caught off guard about Sonny's split from Carly and moving on with Nina, rest assured that the actors were almost as surprised. Laura Wright and Cynthia Watros spoke with EldridgeATL.com and admitted they were taken a bit aback by the way the stories twisted and turned. Wright said that they got a bit of a warning about the whole Sonny losing his memory story. But I had no idea where it was going, and Watros is pretty sure she was the last to know. Her Nina hadn't really spent much time with Sonny up until then, and Watros didn't really know Maurice Benard yet. So when Nina was getting to know Sonny/Mike, she shared, Cynthia was getting to know Maurice as well, and we both fell in love with him. And the rest, as they say, is history. It's history, though, that's still going on to this day, nearly 2 years after Sonny and Nina's Nixon Falls adventure started. And the fans are still reacting just as strongly to it as ever, with very passionate Carson and Sona fan bases making their feelings known. Wright understands that completely, since she, too, grew up watching soaps, and there were times when I screamed and yelled and threw things at the TV, but that was the fun of it. That passion, that excitement, that anger. She still gets that way with certain TV shows, and really, the folks who put their all into telling these stories couldn't ask for much more than an incredibly dedicated, passionate fan base. But there are times it can go too far. Because no matter how strong Wright may feel about her own shows, I don't attack the actors. For me, that's a huge issue. If you have a problem with your favorites, I get it. But everyone, from writers, producers, directors, and actors, everyone is showing up and doing the best they can. There are Sonny/Nina fans and Sonny/Carly fans, and no matter which side you fall on, Wright cheers. It's wonderful. With that said, personally attacking any actor in any way is absolutely uncalled for. Have your passion for the character all day long, but if you start attacking the actors, that's unacceptable. The good news is she knows exactly how to deal with personal attacks on social media. I have no problem blocking you. On the island, Michael and Christina return from a swim in the ocean to find Sonny writing his vows, which shocks them as it's so unlike him. Christina teases their dad is in love. Christina asks her dad what Nina thinks of the island. He doesn't know, as she insisted they sleep in separate bedrooms to avoid bad luck. Nina walks around and thinks back to Mike and Nixon Falls, as well as Sonny's proposal. She also recalls having Martin expose Carly and Drew to the SEC. Donna finds Nina, who is excited about the wedding. The little girl asks Nina if she will be her second mommy after she marries her dad, and Nina says she will. Donna is happy to have 2 mommies, just like Avery. Nina asks if Donna will be a flower girl today, and the little girl is excited as she was one at Willow's wedding. Donna asks if Willow will be her sister after the wedding. Nana says in a way, and they'll be all one big family. Nana gives her another important job, making sure Sonny doesn't see her before the wedding, as it's bad luck.